So what I wish I knew 32 years ago was how to better protect myself and also realize that I'm going to be okay no matter what.
Well, I think this experience really showed me how much I can trust myself and trust myself fully. HIV, that was probably one of my biggest fears. I got it from my ex-partner. We had a conversation about this and he swore up and down that he was negative. And so I went to get checked and then my results came back positive. He had full-blown AIDS.
When I zero converted, it was a long time ago. It was 1989. And I was dating someone who also was HIV positive, and he was just so open and honest about his status. I tested negative the year before, and there was a time where I had like flu-like symptoms, a real high fever, chills, all that kind of stuff. I got tested, and when I found out there was one medication, it was a death sentence. Part of my coping mechanism, dealing with my shame and guilt about being gay and the shame and guilt about HIV, I became addicted to certain chemicals. Because of my coping mechanism of dealing with my addiction, my virus mutated a lot. So I probably tried at least 20 to 30 different medications. I'm on 4 different HIV medications right now.
When I got my diagnosis, I'd gotten this chart of so many different pills that you could take for the virus.
All the classes of medications.
I was like, oh. So back then when you were dealing with so much, how was your support system?
My mother was a very strict Spanish Catholic. I gave them the double whammy. I'm gay and I'm HIV positive. So she was like, oh, I think she had more problems with the gay part. Then I decided to be really open and out about my status. I was really lucky to work in the career I worked. I was on Broadway. I can't imagine having worked in any other field that wasn't as accepting and supportive as the Broadway community.
I did not feel supported at all. You know, all of this was happening and I just was keeping everything
closeted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then 2020 hit. And what I started doing on TikTok was I started just saying inspirational messages.
Nice.
But then I actually disclosed my diagnosis on my TikTok page for the first time.
How did that feel?
Groups of people I didn't even know exist really embraced me in a way that I wanted to be embraced. And I never really felt that before.
So COVID was a little different experience for me. It definitely triggered me to the beginning of the AIDS crisis. We didn't know how it was spread. There was a lot of shame and guilt about it. And the first 6 months I was doing okay, but that isolation was really, really hard. What do you want people to know from someone who's diagnosed with HIV?
Well, one, it's not a death sentence. And as long as you're treating yourself and you're undetectable, it's not transmissible. And you won't get it from having intercourse.
I felt like a man with leprosy in the early stages of HIV and AIDS because there was so much unknown stuff.
When you can treat someone as a human being, and if you're on the same page at the same time, sharing the same mission in whatever case, then all of these other things shouldn't matter.
And that's true because whether we have HIV and we're a person with the disease of HIV or not, we're all affected. We may not be infected, but we're all affected, right?
Having the diagnosis and having this experience allowed me to really connect more with myself so that in connecting more with myself, I can connect more with others.